I think back to when we first heard this and the promise and excitement of Grand Theft Auto 5 in those early 2010 times. We were all so enamored by GTA 4. It was one of the greatest games ever.
40 pounds lighter.
50 in this case. And when we actually got GTA 5, at least in my experience, it wasn't something that really hit home like the previous iterations. This week on Dialogue Wheel, we as a team here are going to try and determine what the future of Red Dead Redemption should be, another series that we all love so very much. And this is our thesis. This is what we believe. Red Dead Redemption 2 should not follow in the footsteps of one of the most popular and successful video games ever made, Grand Theft Auto 5. I'm Andy Burkowski, joined, of course, as I am almost every week, by Bill Cosby impersonator, Liam Brands. What were you thinking when you put that on this morning?
That I look fresh.
Okay. That's good. And, of course, the laughing man himself. So that's why I have you on, Zach, because I know if I say anything like slightly funny,
A laugh?
you'll give me a pity laugh. Liam won't. He won't.
I don't know. I think I'm pretty
I
honest
pity
with my
you enough
laughter.
as it is.
What are we talking about? GTA, right? No, Red Dead.
Well, yeah, Rockstar.
This week, we heard the news that Red Dead Redemption is not coming out until, at its very earliest, April 1st, 2018. It's not going to be available until the financial year of 2019, which means it could be very likely into nearing the end of 2018. So still a ways away. We'll have a couple more Star Wars movies by that point.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
It'll be like the new trilogy.
That's nice to think about.
Is it?
Wait, a couple more? I'm thinking.
I don't know. 2018, Christmas 2018.
Oh, they're saying that. I thought it was supposed to be spring 2018.
The earliest they can
Yeah.
do it is April 1st,
Damn.
2018. But they said they want it for the financial year of 2019, which usually indicates that it's going to be later in the year.
Yeah.
So, and I don't think they do it very often early. It's usually like a summer, end of the summer kind of fall thing is what I remember for a lot of the GTA stuff. So the reason we know this is because this week, the CEO of Take-Two himself, Strauss Zelnick, who I can just say personally, I don't know anything about him, but I hate him so much.
Why is that?
Because he's a very powerful, important person that talks about video games like they're shares of Taco Bell. I despise what he
now we're
stands
getting
for.
to my territory here,
That's
boy.
what he is. You love Taco Bell.
I love Taco Bell.
And this week, during a investor call, so those are people listening in that care about this, and everyone should know I actually do have an investment in Take-Two. It's true. I have a
You
little
know
bit.
you're joking.
I know I do. I have some stocks in
You
Take-Two. I have some stock options in Take-Two Entertainment, and I say I don't like the CEO. So, conflict of interest, maybe. He said when the announcement was made that Red Dead is going to be pushed back, that we have not run into particular issues. We're building a new game from the ground up for the first time for new generation consoles, and the pressures that we put ourselves to deliver excellence and to delight customers is extraordinary. We want to make sure the appropriate time is taken to do the very best job we can. And I want consumers to expect of Rockstar Games. That's what Rockstar Games typically deliver. He's clearly a native speaker. So we support emphatically the label's decision, and we are utterly confident that it will prove in time to be wise, first and foremost, creatively, artistically, and, in quotations, economically as well. So, classic CEO. He's CEO for a reason, not a skill set we all have here. Not surprising. The CEO had to talk about Grand Theft Auto 5. You guys remember this game, right? It came out in...
Vaguely.
Yeah, a little bit. It came out in 2013. I was living with another woman at the time, different year.
Was that me?
No, it was before you, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, you were not the other woman at that point.
One day.
2013 is when this game came out, and they announced this week that 80 million copies of Grand Theft Auto 5 have been sold worldwide. 5 million of those copies in the last 3 months.
That's insane.
In 2017.
I might go buy a copy today.
I'm just depressed that it came out in 2013. I didn't think it was that long ago.
2013, it was originally for the...
Time is a flat circle.
That's it. The previous gen consoles, but then, of course, they had the definitive new editions.
Right.
And then, of course, for the PC version, which people are really, really excited about. So it's still making a lot of money. And I think one of the, most important things that was said in this entire conference call was this quote from Zelnick himself, saying that GTA 5 is the standard bearer for creative excellence in the video game industry. It's a game that has made them an obscene amount of money, and it's a little bit different than the previous GTA titles in terms of their 5-year plan. If we all remember Grand Theft Auto 4, that was popularized by the fact that it had an online community. People loved it. But I remember that game for the very intuitive and innovative DLCs.
Yeah, that like were full games in their own right. It was
You remember them?
tremendously
Lost
exciting.
in the Damned.
There we go.
And the
Remember.
Ballad of Gay Andy.
But I do love that disco music. Ballad of Gay Tony is a phenomenal game. So we look at both those, and they had the hallmarks, I think, of what makes a good DLC. They took a conceit, an idea, a concept, and blew it up in the established universe. And they're just great. They're really, really fun standalone games. GTA 5, though, guys, didn't exactly adopt that policy.
I don't even think I beat GTA 5. It was just, it was just that disappointing.
I'm disappointed in both of you.
What?
It has a great
So
story,
but
great ending.
There hasn't been single player DLC, right, Liam? What has happened with the or
There's been a
story
lot of,
DLC?
Yeah, and they made up for that by expanding on the well, first of all, by releasing and then expanding on the Grand Theft Auto online experience greatly, which was an absolute train wreck disaster when it first launched. Just unplayable.
Yeah, I remember
just
that.
terrible for months. Like it literally took them months to get Grand Theft Auto Online really up and running, and then almost or over a full year to deliver on like the story-based heists that they promised. But here we are 3-4 years later, and if you were to hop in Grand Theft Auto Online right now, you would get an entirely new game, a new story experience, and one that you can play with your friends. And it's
what's the
maybe
story?
not.
Hold on. We're gonna get to that.
What's
in
the
1
story
second.
experience that you get, though?
Hold on. Hold your horses, ladies.
It's like a prequel.
It's a little
basically.
prequel, little
All
sneak,
right,
little
all right.
sneak. So a completely different disposition of the previous titles in terms of GTA.
Yeah.
They really focused on the online, and in your opinion, they created something that was full, robust, and a game unto itself. I am posing to you guys today the statement that Red Dead 2, when it does come out, either in April of next year or later in the year, that it should not follow that policy, that same plan that has made Take-Two all that money, that it would hurt the core of what Red Dead was great at, and I would even go so far as to hurt the development of games themselves. So not only is it bad for this, it's bad for everyone. Liam, I think you might disagree with me.
Yeah. No, I
And that's it. All right, folks.
Wholeheartedly disagree with you here.
So
No,
why not? Why
it's, I think that it's something that did end up working really well in GTA 5 that they finally almost perfected in a way. And if that they can deliver what is the current GTA 5 online experience in Red Dead Redemption straight off the bat, it could be something incredible. Or even if it just starts out as a solid multiplayer experience, that they then pile on all this new story content to that would be phenomenal, I think. And a combination of that, and I don't know if you guys remember how much fun the original Red Dead Redemption was online, that massive open world, drop in, drop out death matches, just unbelievable. I would be very, very happy with that, personally.
Well, I'm not against that's
Mr. Anti himself.
I want to be. Why don't we have something where I'm the one saying things are good?
Okay, let's talk about how
Actually,
millennials are
multiplayer's
garbage.
Great. Let's do ultimate multiplayer. Yeah.
Go ahead, Zach. So you see it a little bit differently than this growth of the story in that way.
Multiplayer is great. Like Red Dead multiplayer was really fun. Last of Us multiplayer I've played, my entire life. Adult life. But I think taking this model of saying, okay, like Grand Theft Auto 5 is selling so well because of our multiplayer content, therefore we should adopt this model for all our games, kind of creates like a Malbatoast version of gaming, because now, like, just even within Rockstar now, they're going to be taking that model and using it to kind of universalize all their games towards one very broad standard. And it feels like movies, when they market test movies to death, of trying to be like, okay, we're going to get every audience in here and then create something that's just so bland that it's not palpable at all. It has nothing to say, nothing interesting to do. Like, it's like, why do we need every game to have, multiplayer, extensive multiplayer multiplayer than like some kind of gesture towards some kind of campaign and like customizable guns, right? Like that's the world we're moving toward.
Is
like,
Red Dead 2 going to have customizable guns? Because
They
my
will.
consumer
They will.
self
because realistically too,
absolutely
like,
loves the idea.
because not only does it like, and you take that logic to the market as a whole, and I know it's like it's just a corrosive way of thinking about things that should be, again, artworks and not just products. I understand they want to turn a profit, but Red Dead 2 is going to be profitable, and you don't have to try to check every box for every gamer along the way. Like I think of
But
the
it
original.
is capitalizing on the potential for quality. You know, Red Dead Redemption has the potential to be a completely unique online experience. We don't have
Really?
an old Western online game that I'm aware of.
In Red Dead 2, would you prefer a really robust, comprehensive, exciting multiplayer experience similar to GTA 5 over really strong single-player Red Dead Redemption 2 DLC?
Or the Ballad of
That-
Gay John Marston.
Like yeah, no, like a
A
strong.
very different story.
That hey, I'm down for that, man. Brokeback Mountain
That
made
is-
me cry.
That's honestly very tough.
Well, I think that's
it
the
really
issue here.
is,
That
yeah.
that's the core problem that I guess the developers are facing too, right? Because they need to appeal to me and you, Zach, and more people like Liam.
But that's exactly my point, is that you should, like, our Destinies and stuff are great, and like they're not for me, they're for your generation, right? Yeah, and they're great. But that's the thing, is like when you try to make like a palpable product that's palatable to everyone, then you're just going to be creating like pablum for everyone, like that's tasteless and gray and formless. And so it should decide what it wants to be. Like I'm sure Rockstar could do a kick-ass multiplayer, extensive multiplayer,
like
DLC.
a World of Warcraft Destiny
Yeah,
side
then
of game.
do that.
I think it's worth
just
bringing up, and this is rumors, I think, and maybe I'm just drawing off of
So not
fabricated
true.
memory. No. But this could have been an
Westworld
official
Android.
statement. But that the multiplayer element of Red Dead Redemption 2 is going to work more in a drop-in, drop-out sense, where you're just in your open world, you're doing the story that you would regularly do, but like people can just like pop in and out of the open world whenever they they please.
That's a very interesting way to do it, because apparently there is some talk of you having like a gang. So perhaps a character that could normally be AI would be another person.
No.
Still, I don't want that though. Think about how crafted the Red Dead Redemption story was. I wouldn't want Zach jumping in and being like, "What's up, guys?"
Oh, you
when
know
I'm doing
how I
that.
do. Yeah, come
So
on, my
Where you're
donkey.
trying to have a conversation, he's just shooting up the town.
Yeah, but Liam, because even in Ghost Recon that has happened. It's hard to see because we've all played that
Yeah,
before.
Ghost
It's very
Recon's
similar
like
to that.
clunky.
I didn't even think of Ghost Recon. We had a great time, but none of us cared a lick about the story.
I tried to.
No,
I tried to.
I only cared about the story when I was playing on my own. That's the
Right.
thing.
Well, that's
I was
the whole
able
point,
to-
though,
to
Liam.
Get
That-
into it, yeah.
To tell a convincing story and make the world seem real, it's difficult to seamlessly infuse multiplayer experiences. You didn't answer my question from before,
but
though.
Ghost Recon faltered in the sense that it just didn't work unless it was multiplayer.
Okay, fuck
So
Ghost
everyone's
Recon.
okay.
That doesn't matter right now. Answer my question, damn it. In between the two options
Yeah.
of having the the strong, I will admit it's not for me, but
like I said, that's a difficult question, and I don't think I'm able to make it. I might.
you're dead.
I know. I might go with the single player
Yeah?
DLC just because.
so you agree?
I-
We're done. All
I-
right, music. Nah.
But I think online multiplayer with extensive narrative expansions
Yeah.
like could have a lot do potential
Here's another thing
if they
too,
do
like,
commit to that. If
not
they
to be-
really,
I
commit
agree.
to it.
There is-
And it's not
I
just
agree with that.
Costume packs, horse armor,
But that's what's
gun
going. It's going to
skins.
be because
Oh,
that's
you
the
know what?
revenue stream. That's so easy that a CEO with this corrosive market logic just looks at that.
I will
and
say,
says,
though,
No,
why
I
are we
will
doing
say,
this?
I will say, I want Tron horses as a DLC, like they did with GTA 5.
I did really like
Yes,
the zombie stuff from Red Dead Redemption when you think about that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but was
I
that
really-
a multiplayer? That wasn't a
No, well, you
multiplayer
could
thing.
play it in multiplayer, but I'm saying they took like the idea of what we all talked about DLCs that we love. Hold on one second. We all talked about DLCs that we love, and it's usually when they take an idea or a concept conceit and blow it up in that world. And I think they could do that in Red Dead Redemption. They have the skills to do it. I don't think they're going to do that if we get a multiplayer experience like GTA 5.
Think about there's two things here. One, like think about how over inundated we are with like the social components of things, right? Like, smartphone, everything else. Like we're more social than we've ever been. Do we really need every game to cater to that impulse? And two,
Old man Fanny.
I know, but honestly, I remember honestly playing the first Red Dead and listening to this. I forget what soundtrack. It was like the Assassination of Jesse James soundtrack. While I I was playing Red Dead, and it fit so perfectly, and I just loved.
Wouldn't you rather hear that
love
soundtrack
that experience
over a shitty microphone of some guy?
Instead of hearing
Wouldn't you rather hear me go,
Andy or Lonnie? Yeah, and I think like, this is not something that we need in every single game. Two, the DLCs that we loved, the best ones I've ever played in my life have been from Fallout New Vegas.
Yeah.
Right. Every DLC was so distinct because they catered to a very specific vision and had something to say. And that specificity, I think, is what gives art its staying power. And it doesn't mean that it's going to be loved by everyone, but it means that it will have longevity and will actually strive towards truth and meaning.
I think it will be loved by everyone too. We say that, but I think usually if it is true, like if you make something that's true, usually most people will love it, even if they don't agree with it.
That's what multiplayer does. It eats away at, like the actual art form of it, right? And it just becomes
I wouldn't say it eats away the art form. I think it's a different way of expressing it.
Yeah.
That's less effective.
But it can just make a game purposeless.
Almost always more about gameplay. When you make it a multiplayer experience, it becomes
which is its
less
own
about
art
the art
and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
blah,
the emergent narrative, we talked about that with Destiny. I guess just finally to end it off here, let's have our final statements. I really do believe that Red Dead Redemption 2 will be hurt and a experience that is less than if they follow the current structures put in place by GTA 5. Zach, you agree?
Yeah, I agree. I just think that this is indicative of where things are headed already, right? We have a market system where CEOs are determining what their big art projects or how they're going to be turned into products that appeal to the broadest fan base imaginable. And so we're going to be getting things that aren't as engaging, things that can be fun, but they're not going to be speaking to anything deeper within us. And I think that's really tragic for a studio that has the power in the fan base to really do something so special.
I think Zach's an old man yelling at a cloud. And this is a new way to make games, and it has a lot of potential that hasn't fully been realized yet, but that might be with Red Dead Redemption 2.
Should have just ended at the first sentence.
Yeah, it could have been good. No, I think Liam has a point that a lot of people agree with. We might be Luddite in this way, but if you're watching this, you're a big fan of Red Dead and you like those old games now. What do you think?
Where's the games for us?
Yeah, what do you think? Do you think that this should be moving more towards the new way that games are expressed with more social elements, more emergent gameplay, or do you want that to be 86th and let's focus more on crafted, created stories that maybe aren't your cup of tea, but at least are crafted? I'm Andy Burkowski. This is where you say goodbye, fools.
Yeah. I'm Zach Fanny, old man yelling at a cloud.
Liam Brand.
Media luminary, thought influencer, Liam Brand.
Oh, kill me.
It's all far, so